Right, hello, and just wanted to start the stream up. We are going to be starting in a couple minutes. Get every the stream tweeted out, and then we'll do our introductions. Yeah, and yellow team until the introduction. Actually, your host, so we're good.
Alrighty then.
Just waiting. We just tweeted out the stream. A couple minutes, people should be joining. Okay, hello, and welcome to another season of our Squad v Squad. This is going to be Lunar vs. Solar, and we have very exciting matchups today. I'm one of your hosts, Dark Reaper 1337, continuing to cast from last season. Also joining me today in the casting booth is not Savvy Beard this time around. It is going to be Final Boss.
Hey guys, how's it going? Good to be here for a change.
We are really I am really excited to have him co-casting with him. Um, It's going to be a great kind of go around with different casters this time around. So different people, different input. So it's not going to be the same people each week. Also, I am participating in this as well. So this week, I'm going to kind of go through the teams again. We are going to have Gravity face off against the Goodfellas in this week Squad v Squad match. And consisting on Gravity is going to be Venom 40 Cal, the team captain, MGE Dr. Grady, E Hart, and Canadian Walrus. And on the other side, for the Goodfellas, on the lunar side, is going to be MGE Dragon, the captain of Goodfellas, along with MGE Composure, Code Source Hex, and the Iris Will. That is our lineup. And to kind of go through our rankings have definitely changed from last season. We do have 5 ranks now instead of 3, so kind of more spread out for more balancing teams. It composes of ghosts, fires, sleepers, anchors, and beasts. Kind of are going from the bottom, the ghosts, the lower tier players, all the way up through beasts, which is our higher tier players. And this week, sleepers are not playing, so that middle tier is not going to be participating. And in our first matchup for this, we will be going off with, it is going to be a best of 5 series on our MGL settings. And boss, would you like to speak a little bit about our settings here?
Alright, well, the main difference obviously right away is going to be the no radar compared to the HCS radar. It doesn't seem like much because HCS radar is limited, but it is actually a big difference not having any radar at all. I think that's the biggest difference. Obviously on Capture Flag, which is what we're playing first, it's timed return, which is takes some getting used to. Most of these players are kind of used to it by now, but some of these players are new, like Source Hex. He's only been here for a few weeks, and E-Hearts. Everybody else in this game has been here for quite some time, but that's one player on each team that is not going to be as used to the settings. I think we'll have to see how they have adjusted so far.
Definitely very excited to start. As Boss said, these are kind of new players, so they have to get used to these MGL settings. A lot of these are veterans that played last year or familiar with our game modes, game types. So it's going to be very interesting to see how they start off and adapt to all this, especially for the newer players. Old veterans, I'm ready for them to kind of take charge and really be like the playmakers early on in this match. And I think it's great that we're starting off with the CTF. It's a nice objective game mode, and it really kind of sets the stage for how well these teams are going to kind of work together to accomplish that objective.
Let me just change the title real quick. Someone said still says Lunar vs. Zor from last time, so I'm gonna change it real quick.
No worries. Also, don't forget to make the privacy invite only.
Yes, definitely.
We don't want any interruptions on this first week.
Yeah, it's always the best when somebody joins in and memes along. All right. So I wanna ask a question first. Who do you think is gonna be the difference maker on each team, if you had to guess, just from this lineup?
I think the difference maker is going to be the two anchors on this team, Canadian Walrus and Dragon. We know Dr. Gritty, Composure, they're high caliber players. E-Heart and Code Source, they can definitely play as an X factor into this. Iris, Venom, 40 cal, both pretty evenly matched. So it's really going to be kind of how those anchors step up and support the Beast in this mode, as well as kind of help the Fires and Ghosts kind of perform as well. So they don't have to kind of be that multi role by putting up damage, putting up that support, helping that Beast, but also making sure that their Ghosts and Fires are not being overwhelmed either.
Yeah, I can see that for sure. I have been watching a lot of. It seems like Gray's been grinding a lot lately. I've been watching him some clips and YouTube and stuff, and he seems like he's getting really warmed up for this season. I'm interested to see how he plays. He's had some pretty sick clips the last week or so.
Oh yes, it really comes who's going to have that kind of hot hands today. Who's going to start off strong? Both teams are looking to make a good impact on the very first game of the season. Everyone wants to start off hot, so this is going to be. I'm hoping a bloodbath, both in four, back and forth. Do you have any early predictions kind of on this game, or what player are you kind of looking out for this match, Final Boss?
Well, honestly, the biggest thing I'm looking for is the two new players, or they're not new, but new to compared to everybody else, is E-Hearts and Source Hex. I think whichever one gets on board on the same page with their teammates and kind of the settings and all, it's just a lot of new stuff. Whichever one seems to be having a better game, I think that'll make a difference.
Most definitely. Really excited to see how they kind of perform. This is kind of like their first live under pressure match. They might have had others in the past, but I'm not sure. But just see how they perform, kind of being on stage here.
It is so much different than just a game night, an MGL game night where it's just kind of, it's still sweaty, but it's casual at the same time. Like, this is for real now.
It is the show time for them. I do want to give a shout out for everyone watching out there in chat. Nikolai, DC Heat Flux, Illegitimate, Lucky Lauren, Red the Frenchie, Irish Will, Lotaurus Hex, Go Payloader, Venom 40 Cal, Arsonist, everyone out there making noise in the chat. Definitely hype it up for this first game of the series.
And everybody who's in the viewer party, I don't know who's in there, but I know we have a viewer party, just in case you guys don't know. Free Radical's hosting it. Join up on his party so you can chat about the game while it's going on.
Most definitely. Get in that attendance. Let's grab our popcorn and get a drink, and you're in for a very wild ride with this series of matches.
I'm ready when you are. Just say the word.
I am ready. Let's get going into this Fathom CTF.
One thing I think I noticed about our settings with CTF is it's kind of, it feels like it's more of a grind. Like the games last longer. I mean, obviously the length is 15 minutes itself. There's 5 caps to win, and it's time return. Like, all that combined, it feels like it's more of a grind, which means I see a lot of teams like they stay close and close, and all of a sudden they just kind of like lose their steam as the game goes on. And it kind of like, a big part of this game mode is to be able to just keep up the pressure the entire game, even though it's a longer game than normal.
Most definitely, it is going to be different settings. It is going to be time return. I think the time was decreased from last season, right?
Yeah, 2 seconds less. So it
Seconds
was
less.
12 seconds last season. Now it's 10 seconds, so it does make a difference. But
Right, and it is going to be 5 caps instead of 3. So with that short time return, it is going to be a little bit more risky on holding on to that flag. Just trying to, we had a lot of stalemates last season, so hopefully that decreased time puts a little bit more pressure on getting that flag and keeping things alive. So we are on board with Dr. Grady, who is trying to get that top mid control. He will drop from that, not sure, but kind of going back and forth. Not too much action early on. Just a couple plays taking it very slow on here. We do have E-Hearts putting a lot of pressure over in their base. Some nice shots by Dr. Grady, nice perfect kill. But E-Hearts will be taken down over there, so they can't really push up. And so far, just very early back and forth. Sneaky gameplay.
yeah, it looks like blue team has control of top mid right now, which everybody knows by now that that's like the most important part on this map. I feel like a lot of people forget about it as the game goes on. Like they're like, beginning it was like, yeah, top mid, and then it gets hectic, and they're like, oh, forget top mid, let's get the flag, and it kind of hurts them. So we'll see how the team's discipline is on that.
It's really going to come down to their coordination and calling it out, especially these are very two strong teams early on. Just look, kind of going kill for kill at this time. No one's making any overly aggressive pushes. Everyone's kind of playing a little bit passive. It's really whoever gets control of that top mid gets 3 down and then can slay them out on spawn.
Yeah, and not letting them get the counter pull. That's something that on this map especially, you always see teams overextend the counter pull. So that person, especially on top mid, needs to be looking for that counter pull. Like, as soon as they get the pull, that should be looking for that. That's always what they do.
We have 2 pulls going on at the same time. E-Hearts is able to get that into the base, but we have 3 blue people on that side. 3 from the Lunar squad. Just Dragon doing a great job at kind of defending and just putting pressure on.
Did they not get the touch? I feel like they kind of forgot about the flag. They didn't get the touch, did they?
I don't think so. But we will have Canadian Walrus with the 2nd camo. And it's going to be burned, unfortunately.
Hexy has the flag in their base already, but he's getting naded. That was quick.
And that is going to be a flag cap for Lunar on the Goodfellas squad. Nice early on cap. That's going to make them feel good, but they need to keep this pressure up.
Yeah, I like what Hexy did there. He got the double kill. This was back a little ways ago when they were doing a standoff. He got the double kill and returned the flag, but then their flag got returned, and he didn't waste any time grabbing the new flag. They just respawned at the base and getting it out of the base. So that was a pretty quick and clutch play right there.
Protect our carrier.
Well, nice play by E-Hearts, but noticing from this Gravity squad, they're not really pushing into the base. E-Hearts was kind of there by himself, and I like to really see that push from all 4 of them into it. They kind of took their time getting to that base, and then they weren't able to really make a play there. Go on to Composure here. Their beast is putting, slowly making his way into their flag. I like him kind of anchoring down this porch, just staying alive, just trying to draw them out. Able to get away from Dr. Grady to put pressure and move over. He needs to be called out and taken out, especially if it's on his porch.
Yeah, slaves are actually really even so far, which is, I mean, good sign. I like when that happens. I like when games people get run over, but it's really a tug of war right now.
Still anyone's game, and right now E-Hearts again pushing on their porch, but he does not have his team backup to support him. They are coming in about a couple seconds too late. You will see that push, but another burn on camo. Composure making a great play with that railgun.
He's still got 3 shots with the railgun too, so I wonder how he's going to use this.
He will get challenged by Dr. Grady in that base. Grady has to take him out. This is a big play, and one missed railgun right there, but he will be taken out.
But
Right now,
the
Grady.
rest of Composure's team is on the other side of the map, so he's gonna pull his flag, but he's not gonna get very far away.
No, nice spawn by Canadian Walrus to take out and stop that. But still, it seems like everyone's kind of coming back from the gravity side to defend that flag. They really should be pushing up and getting that top mid control.
Yeah, blue team, I feel like a couple of people on red were dead, and blue team was just too slow to get in position to help Composure with that pull.
Distraction.
I'm going to switch on board to Dr. Grady. We kind of have all the blue team in their base right now trying to push out. He's in good positioning. A nice double from Venom. Grady staying alive. I am going to see another pull here by Venom, but right now it's up to Iris. The two ghosts kind of fighting. See, they're still slow getting into that base. The Goodfellas squad spawned and was able to come back and just stop that push. All four dead for a moment for the Gravity squad.
Yeah, and like you said, it looks like the anchors are the ones that are around to play right now. Canadian Walrus with 14 kills and Dragon with 12, both top for their teams.
And it's only a one flag game. Any dramatic shift, any four dead could definitely swing that in either team's favor early on. So I would definitely recommend this Goodfellas squad. Keep that pressure up, keep that fight going, and get another flag. But right now, good strong defense coming out of the Gravity squad. Dragon with camo, trying to play sneaky with that. He will take out Grady, and there's two in their base right now. Canadian Walrus is there to kind of stop that. He's going to be pushed out and taken back out on Composure.
E-Hearts is the key player right now. He's the one in position. He chooses to defend his flag instead of stop the blue flag run, so it's going to be a little bit of standoff.
That's going to be a touch.
They have our flag.
We are going to have the first standoff. That's Grady in great position, but does not have enough team support to keep that flag dead. And a nice touch by Composure just to keep it alive. This standoff is huge right now to really kind of dictate the pace of this game. Right now, the Gravity squad on Solar really needs this to win.
Hexy just got the back smack on Canadian. He's in position to get this return. It's up to Venom, it looks like, who got the kill. He should be able to get the touch.
And he does. Great job of keeping that alive. I'm going to go over to E-Hearts here. Seems like camo grab by... No? Not yet.
Oh no, one thing I want to mention right now, red has Venom holding the side, who's their ghost player, and blue has Dragon holding the side, which is an anchor. I always feel like, personally, you want your top players to be the one pushing across the map to get that return, but we'll see how it works out for these guys. They have a different strategy.
I definitely agree. Usually do that a lot all the time, but at the same time, you got to trust that your anchor players, those higher caliber players, are going to make the good decisions to keep that flag alive and able to win these one-on-one pushes from this team. Like right now, Dragon's doing a great job of kind of just being a distraction and keeping that flag alive. And he's able to take down Canadian Walrus with that flag.
Iris has the flag now. Dragon died. Composure just picked up the camo though.
Gonna switch over, and he has the railgun. I am expecting a very strong push out of him to get this flag. He's being very sneaky with it, going through the window.
Canadian saw him.
He saw him.
There.
He got... Oh, he misses that railgun.
Yeah, that was a...
That was a nice play by Canadian just to kind of stay...
They saw him right away. To me, I think, I mean, you can't say for sure, but I think it would have been smarter to kind of back out and re-engage later, but he kept pushing forward after he'd already been seen.
Yeah.
I feel like that kind of cost him a little bit there.
They did give that flag over to the Iris, the ghost players. O'Grady is pushing. He does not have a nade though. There is two of the Goodfellas squad out there. He really needs his team to push up with him and put that pressure.
Rail in 10. Find our flag.
Again, I don't know if you've noticed, but like top mid's kind of been barren lately.
It
People go
has.
for a little bit and drop down.
But we have seen a lot of burns on camo.
3 dead. 3 dead now. With gravity has 3 dead.
But they
The flag
need to
guy is the
slay
last
out. They're
one
going to
alive.
get this flag carrier dead. But on spawn, they got to know all the Goodfellas squad is going to be rushing. They need to slay them out again. That's a nice cap, but a nice back smack by Canadian Walrus. He needs to be aware of the spawns.
Spectacular for Canadian. Holy moly.
Holy sh...
Defend our carrier.
I didn't get to see. I only saw the last couple kills. I didn't see the first 3, but that was pretty impressive. That was a big play.
He is not able to get the touch. That's going to be a return and a cap for Solar on the Gravity Squad. And they're already in their base ready to run another one. I love Ehart's aggressive on that. He's already getting it to the other side of the field. Composure's trying to stop it. Right now, Grady needs to be there. He's exactly there trying to lead his team onto another counter cap. They need to slay out. They need to work together, coordinate, stop this counter push, and that's exactly what they're doing.
That was a quick double cap right there. Canadian Walrus, honestly, the MVP of that of both those caps, to be honest. Kind of finished the one and got the other one started.
Venom just needs to get his shields back here. No one's pushing in. Like how he's just kind of waiting back, kind of defending. Dr. Grady's there with him. Dragon's to his left. He needs to help out Grady here. There's going to be 2. Another one. Nice nade. They're going to stop that elbow push.
Camo again. And he got away with it.
Composure doing a good job of controlling this camo.
Rail in 10.
He's
just
got
needs-
camo and they have the pull. How Composure uses his camo is going to dictate a lot here.
Our flag's been taken. Railgun on the field.
Yeah.
Nice play with camo. Nice double. That will
was a
stop
good
there.
play. Might be tied up now. Very good uses of camo compared to last time when he kind of, I feel like, was over aggressive. He kind of waited till the right time to be aggressive on that one.
Oh, nice double over there.
Composure's the only one over there, but where's the rest of the team? I didn't catch what happened, but he killed
I think
3
they
of
all
them
got slayed
themselves,
out. And that's the thing that can't cost them. They're getting these overextended pushes. They're getting that flag. And right now, they have their own counter run of themselves. Ehart's kind of on the other side trying to stop that run.
It's 3 dead. They should be able to finish this cap off as long as they don't do anything silly. Ben was the last one there. Tied up, man. This is a pretty intense game right now.
This is very intense right now. I love it. Killing Frenzy for Composure. And he just
he's
keep
going
going.
Only a minute left, a minute and 40 seconds. There's going to be one more camo coming up at like the I think it was around 30. We have the 30-second mark. And it's tied up still. I mean, it's going to be a big camo.
Huge double for Ehart's right there. I'm going to switch over to him because he is going to be in that flag and they are going to try and run it. Canadian is there to support and help him out. We are going to see the overextension from the Goodfellas squad to stop it. Code Source making a great play getting to the other side and getting that touch.
I think they put too much priority on touching the flag. Like 3 of them died just trying to touch the flag and ended up, I feel like, being worse off than if they slayed first. And, I mean, you have 10 seconds to slay before it gets returned, so
The enemy flag has been returned.
if you all just dive on it like that, it kind of makes it really hard to actually get the flag anywhere. I mean, yeah, you touch it, but then you're all dead, so it doesn't matter anymore.
Nice trade out of Venom. That will be down. Let's switch over to Dr. Grady, who is up top. Trying to call them out. We'll take out Composure. Just needs to slay out.
30 seconds.
Trying to push on that other side. We'll take out Iris as well. They need to be up top. He needs to get up top for camo.
Yeah, it should be up. I didn't catch if somebody got it or if I didn't catch if it got
Cycling
burnt or
through
if
to
it's...
see camo is not yet in
10
play.
seconds.
We are going into overtime for 2 minutes.
Overtime.
I'm guessing
We are
kinda
going
once
to
it got
see
burned
that
because
push.
Nobody's even worried about it up there, so...
Composure with the double, but Venom will take him out. We are seeing this Goodfellas push.
Pax is being a little aggressive on the flag. I don't know how it's going to pay off.
That might be it. We have to see the overextension. E-Hearts will take him out. He needs to stay alive here.
There's 2 in their base, in blue base. They should be able to at least
Protect our
get
carrier.
this out. And then go stand off. If not, get the return. This could be a big play.
Protect our carrier.
Oh my god. E-Hearts is in a good position right here. That will be 2 dead, and he's still running it. He has to come back to that base right now. He has to defend this flag.
Well, Composure has camo right now. I just noticed.
You have the flag.
Blade's getting shot. Man, this is so intense.
Source is going to be taken out. Big play out of Canadian Wars.
Oh, and Grady didn't get the touch. He was standing on it, but he chose to fight Composure instead of get the
That
touch.
is going to be...
That's probably going to be game. I mean, unless they get a desperate
Enemy team score.
pull and get it across the map. But I mean, I think the big moment there was Grady was standing on top of their flag. I mean, not on top of their flag, but on top of the enemy's flag, and he could have got a grab, but he chose to try and win the fight for some Composure and then get the touch. But he lost the fight, didn't get the touch, and then got returned, and that ended up costing him that cap there.
That is heartbreaking for that Gravity squad. For that.
10 seconds.
Then it's just
Yeah,
kind
it was
of...
just-
Matt is just up there playing defense,
that
making
was
sure no one
really
gets on the other
good
side.
game, though. Couldn't ask for anything on that.
Game
They
over.
both.
Victory.
Composure ended up with 43 kills. He kind of went off towards the end. Like, he started off a little slow, but he definitely got the hang of it as the game went on. This is always a strong map for him. I've played this map lots of him, and I don't think I can almost never outplay him. Like, if we're on teams, he's always above me on this map specifically. It's a strong map for him.
It is a very strong map right there. That was a heartbreaking loss for the Gravity squad. Congratulations, Goodfellas, for taking the first game of the season. And just looking at that kills, definitely Composure. Very strong showing, 43 kills, 22 deaths. His team definitely backed up with 19, 14, 17 assists. But on the other side, it's really Canadian Walrus, Dr. Grady, pushing that 30 kill mark, them having very good synergy, putting pressure, especially going into a Slayer next. It is going to be a Slayer on the rig going into it.
Just doing quick math, I don't know how accurate it is, but it looks like about 10 kills different total in Slay, which is actually very close, and the CTF game last that long.
Most
It's a
definitely.
17-minute game, and it's only 10 kills difference. That's a very close game. There's just a couple of plays, and like I said, that last play with Grady, if he would have won the fight, it would have been the perfect play call. But he lost the fight, so it looks like it wasn't. But it's really just a matter of that fight ended up costing.
Just a couple moments in there really can be costly in a CTF game. And it just did not work out in Gravity's favor, and Goodfellas was able to sweep away with that win.
Are you ready to start the next one? I'm ready when you are.
Just going through that damage, very high damage coming out of this Goodfellas squad. Everyone has 3,000 plus. So everyone's kind of up
Gravity
there.
had
E-Heart's kind of
2
struggling a
people
little
with
bit.
5Ks.
But right there, that 24 KDA for Composure, we definitely need Dr. Grady to step up and kind of match that and really put that pressure back on them. I think it would have been a much different game. But we are good to...
Damage-wise, it looks like the Ghost's Iris did about 1,000 more damage than Venom, which is 1,000 damage is quite a bit. So that we'll see how that rivalry goes on as the game goes on.
Well, we will get ready to start up. I am good to go for our Slayer on the rig.
Alrighty, starting it up.
To kind of go over this, there's shotgun on this map instead of that scatter shot, right?
Yes, that is correct. That's shotgun, and it's just Slayer, so there's nothing really too complicated about Slayer. It's just 50 kills to win, like any other settings. No settings difference there.
So I think both teams are going to be very comfortable on the rig. It is Slayer, nothing to worry about. So there should be a much more aggressive, much more impact in this one sniper on this map. Shotgun. Still overshield or camo? Camo.
Camo. Yeah, everything's pretty much same as HDS except for the scatters replaced with shotgun.
We'll start off with Composure on this one, who is going to take this early lead to take, well, not lead, but early grab of the sniper. Shot one bullet, checking for that overshield camo. Nice shot on Ken, able to finish that out. Early couple kills, but Dr. Grady in bunker to take him out and pick up a sniper of his own. Nice snipe. Oh, missed the melee. Oh man, that's heartbreaking with camo.
Yeah, it is. That's the worst, is when you should win and you don't, and you have a power up like that. It feels so bad.
Dragon catching two of them, bottom E1. Iris going in to charge them, but with so many still there, he's going to be taken out. Composure now in that fight, helping out.
Blue's kind of stuck with bad vision right now, so like Red can take control of the entire map. They're all back on bunker stairs. This is a bad spot to be.
Nice snipe by Dragon.
Grady with the triple beatdown. Yeah, so blue team all kind of got down low and in places where they don't have good vision, so they couldn't even see where Red was coming from. So Red just kind of moved around the map how they wanted to. Grady pushed in there freely and got a triple kill.
It's not the fight that they probably were looking to have. Ooh, nice body shot from Canadian Walrus. But now we kind of see that kind of flip on both sides, where now Red's kind of stuck in the back here. They're just kind of keeping their distance, kind of testing that water. Like bend to change.
That people always underestimate is the value of just vision alone. Like, even if you're not being able to shoot people, like being able to see the whole map as a team instead of being tunnel vision, like down low, inside building. Like, vision is so important to this game.
Especially on this map where you have kind of the inside and the outside.
Oh, Canadian.
I don't know what Canadian was trying to do.
I think that was a misclick. I think he was going for the spring jump and he accidentally hit the boost, and I don't think he meant to do that.
Iris now having himself a shotgun, very deadly in close quarters right now. Brady's not pushing him on that.
He's only got one bullet left though, see how he uses it.
Matt going up, pushing on that snipe. They're going to see that kind of push. Not sure why they're not pushing that snipe. Kind of nice stick from Code Source. And Dragon will get away with that camo. He's almost done with that. And that sniper is up. It looks like Gravity is a good position to go for it, but Dragon is slowly making his way over for it, along with Composure. They can't be giving up these power weapons. Kind of at this halfway point almost in the match.
Yeah, right now Ehart is 1-7. Kind of right now he's the reason they're losing. When you're playing like that, or when your teammate is playing like that, it's important to communicate it, because you're not gonna have a good game every game. So if you're having a bad game, you need to change what you're doing to at least not die as much. Now he's 1-8. The 7 kill swing, they'd be ahead without that. So whatever is going on there, just changing what you're doing a little bit would really
Definitely.
help.
Just gotta take a deep breath, reset, and work with your team and get back into it. Kind of limit your deaths down, and just kind of stay strong. Like you said, you're not going to have a good game every time. Sometimes it's just not in your favor, but being more aggressive, trying to make those plays happen just to get caught back up is not the right approach of doing it.
The new camo will be up soon. Who's in position for that?
Very tough shot for Composure. Not able to connect. And that camo will be
Canadian's
up.
going
And
Got away with it.
Canadian gets away with it.
they
And
got
that
3 kills
flipped
on
the
top of
game
that.
right there.
In the lead.
Yeah, that was a big play. They got 3 kills and camo. We'll see how this turns into. He's got a sniper as well, so it's a big swing. I feel like Canadian was playing maybe a little bit in a dangerous spot there. I mean, he's in a place where people nade randomly anyways, and have camo, so that's kind of dangerous. I mean, it's dangerous no matter what, but when you have camo, there's no need to be playing where people might randomly throw a grenade and all of a sudden be invisible.
Dragon using that carbine, making use of every weapon on this map. I love it. And slowly, for this Slayer game, oh, Dragon's doing a great job putting shots there. He needs to get out of there. He needs to reconnect with his team. All by himself over here, surrounded by the Gravity Squad, and that's exactly what he's doing. Great map movement out of Dragon.
He ended up getting killed, but that was the right move. That was what he had to do.
And like you said earlier, it's all about information in this map, that visibility. He saw all those players spawning over there, and he got out of there and relayed that to his team.
Yeah, it's important, especially in this one, in this game mode where there's no radar. There's no,
Sniper rifles on the field.
like normally you get hit and it kind of gives you an indicator which way you're getting hit from. This, you don't have that either. So like, you're playing blind. All you have is what you see and what your teammates tell you they see. That's literally all you have. No radar, no hit indicators, no nothing like that. So it's important to keep that vision, know how to play the map.
Definitely these one-on-one fights, you see a lot of cleanup going on after every engagement. Gravity doing a great job. Nice shots out of Grady to take out Composure.
Dragon did get camo and he has a shotgun. He might be able to make some plays for the team.
He's gonna really need to make that happen.
Oh, bad luck, unfortunate.
Now Dr. Grady's gonna find himself a shotgun and make him his way over to that tower. That's what I mean, like these cleanups, like these plays, they're getting 1 kill, they're getting 2 kills, but then they're also losing 1 kill, 2 kills, and then sometimes 3 kills. That's really where we see that gap right now. This match was pretty much starting off heavily in Goodfellas' favor. Couple kills there, 5 kills, and now look at it, score completely reversed. They have an 11 kill lead right now for the Gravity Squad.
Yeah, it was that play by Canadian whenever he got the camo and they got 3 kills because of it, and after that it's just like they've been moving forward ever since.
Next kill.
I'm going to stay on board with Brady. We have E-Hearts, everyone. Canadian Walrus pushing in on that
Game
kill.
over. Victory.
Much different on the
Oh.
Slayer.
Yes, one thing to note is E-Hearts, although he did go 7-14, he was 1-9 and then went 7-14, so he only died 5 more times and got 6 more kills. And just not being dead as much as well as getting those kills. I mean, he went positive for the second half of that game, so that, he turned it around from a rough start, which was pretty big for their team.
And it was a tough game for Composure, going 6-12.
Yeah.
Definitely kind of that second half of the game. He was feeling very confident early on. He got the sniper, started making some big plays, but in that second half, just wasn't able to kind of finish through or follow through the way that he probably would have hoped. A great game out of both Dr. Grady and Canadian Walrus, putting on 19-7 and 14-6 to really kind of brush up on, and even a good game out of Venom, 10-9, 8 assists. You see kind of higher end assist on that map for the Gravity Squad, and a little bit on the lower end for the Goodfellas on the lunar end. Kind of looking at the damage, it's just about even.
I mean, it was even for the up into the late 20s, early 30s, and then all of a sudden, Grady had some good plays. Dragon got camo with a shotgun. He got 1 kill with it, and then got backsmacked by Grady like right away. And that could have been a big. They were only up by like 6 or 7 at that point, and the camo shotgun, that could be a big switch, but Grady shut it down right away, and it kind of just Never look back from there.
Nice accuracy coming out of Canadian Walrus. His shots is all warmed up. That first game jitters, they were able to bounce back and pull away with a nice win. They can't get too cocky. They can't get too overconfident. We are going back into a objective game type, which is going to be Cryptic King of the Hill. It is going to be... It says score to 150 on my screen, but hopefully it stays to the 150.
Yeah, it says 150 on mine, so hopefully we're not getting some Halo glitches like we do sometimes. So, King of the Hill difference from last season. Most people know already, but I'll go ahead and say it anyways. Last season it was a random rotation, so it would randomly go to any of the locations. Whereas this time it's actually in a sequence, so it goes in a circle. And that way it kind of changes how you play the end of the hill, because you can actually know exactly where the hill's going to go, so you can set up for it, be prepared. And I think the team that does that the best is going to be the one that wins.
I agree with you, especially with this sequence. You can get your rotations. You can time the rotation so much better. You can get into position and you can kind of control where that hill's going to go next, so you can kind of plan around it and put yourself in good positions to either defend or attack it. So just having that information, it's not random. You don't know where it's going to be next. Now you have that information, so we're going to see much more engagements because of that. And just for everyone watching or everyone tuning in, the series is tied 1-1 on both ends. So let's get started, and I'm ready to jump into this game.
Alright, so another thing to note on this one is it is the same map as last season, Cryptic, but it's also different at the same time. It's very much revamped, I'd say. It's got a lot more little nooks and crannies that you can use to your advantage. I know my team has been looking at it quite a bit to try and see what kind of differences you can get, because last season it was a little bland.
I definitely like the new colors kind of added on into it. Overshields is still there. Very interested to see. It's kind of a nice darker theme to it. I will start off this game with E-Heart, who is going to kind of go down low and kind of contest Dragon a little bit on that. And Ben always moves fast for that overshield.
Yeah,
I don't know how he does it.
He's quick. He's always quick no matter what. Sometimes it puts him in trouble, but sometimes he's almost always the first one to a power weapon or power, it seems like.
Definitely E-Heart's holding down this green gun, making sure they don't use it against our overshield person. Just kind of watching the back, making sure the team does not get flanked. All down in that hallway.
Red team has control of that room, but they're not actually jumping on the hill right now, so they kind of lost a little bit of time there. 3 dead.
Nice
Blue
snipe
team,
out of Code Source X.
they're all going for the hill, but keep in mind, 9 seconds, the hill's rotating. We'll see if red team, I think Ben is already getting in position, it looks like. Ben's kind of prepared for this, red team is prepared for this. Blue team, they flooded that old hill that was disappearing in 10 seconds. So yeah, they got 10 seconds out of it, but they completely gave up this room.
That rotation was very nice done by the Gravity Squad. Already kind of in there, already contesting it. Blue Source trying to make something happen with a no-scope. E-Heart's able to take him out. Just early lead out of this Gravity Squad, kind of controlling these rotations and that room. Very slow out of this Goodfellas squad. They're able to kind of defend it and keep fighting for it. I mean, they're even in it right now. Huge kill by Venom, stopping that push. E-Hearts is in there helping him out.
One thing I do want to note is composure. Although he's not new to MGE, he did not play last season. So the King of the Hill settings, I don't know if he'll be as used to them as everybody else is playing since last season.
That rotation will be going to bottom orange room right here where Venom is already on, and they are already on it. This marks another first touch on the hill for this Gravity Squad, and it's always the Goodfellas squad kind of having to attack them and defend, but not getting that displays that they need.
Yeah, they've got about 25 seconds of their time right now just from good rotations onto the next hill. Like, that's a big chunk of their time just from being prepared. I don't think blue team is keeping track of when the hill's rotating.
And Dr. Grady with that overshield, just playing defense on this hill, making sure nothing crazy happens and his team can just keep that hill time. This is exactly what you need to do. Even that last 10 seconds is what we've seen this Goodfellas squad have always had. And just Grady keeping him off. They're not able to like kind of take him out. They're kind of scrambling, fighting for the last couple seconds. Ben has already rotated on the new hill on 4th first touch for the Gravity squad.
Yeah, that's, like I said, that's what I thought the difference would be. And I think as the season goes on, you'll see teams get better and better at that. But I don't feel like maybe blue team's been practicing the rotation too much. Maybe they have, but they're not applying to the game.
Gonna go stick on with Canadian Walrus. Definitely want to see for the next couple 30 seconds or so how he rotates, how he plays this hill, and just kind of Gravity doing a great job keeping them off this hill, getting the couple points where they need it. I think that was a little bit too aggressive of a push from Canadian. That did give it up early, but
Let's see what they do now, though, because the hill's gonna move. Are they gonna actually be ready for it, or are they all just gonna pile on? Looks like they're kind of getting in position for it.
But Ehart's with that double kill. We are going to see again Gravity with that first touch. 3 dead. Ehart's kind of going off, just making that big play, and Gravity's just going to extend that lead. They're all coming off of respawn, trying to push that hill again.
2 of the Goodfellas were in position for the hill, and the other 2 were back at the lift behind Overshield, completely on the opposite corner of the map, so they weren't able to help at all, and they were getting cleaned up over there. But they have control now. Let's see what they do with it.
But one good hill could bring them back into it.
Grady has Overshield again. He's just jumped down from the teleporter.
Switch over to Grady. Nice play by Canadian again. This overshield is really a huge factor in that it will get burned right away.
Like, right now, blue team needs to be giving up on this hill, but they're still pushing in, trying to get kills, and the hill's moving. You know, it doesn't do anything good, really. In my opinion, maybe I'm wrong.
No, that's perfectly right there. We are going to see a first touch out of this Goodfellas squad, and it will be up to Gravity to see how they kind of defend this, how they're going to attack that. Very strong showing out of this Goodfellas squad to fight them back.
Yeah. If they get one more good rotation after this, I mean, they're getting a lot of time out of this hill. If they get a good rotation on the next one, I mean, they could actually tie up or even take the lead, honestly.
They have picked up in their sleighs.
Alright, red.
They need to rotate right now.
Nobody's really rotating. Neither team really. They're both just fighting over there. Josh is going for the hill now. AKA Venom. AKA Grizzly. AKA...
That is 3 dead out of there. This is a good opportunity for the Goodfellas to kind of take that lead again. No one's in the hill though yet.
Well, Matt's in there, but he just got taken out. 2 dead. But there's 2 one-shots on the hill. Next is trying to snipe him. 3 dead for Gravity right now.
Ehart's in the back just trying to keep them off. They will get that overshield though. That could bring them back into this.
If I was Gravity right now, I'd worry about just slaying them off the hill, not worry about getting the hill control, and just getting a good rotation, because all you need is a couple seconds.
It is going to rotate very quickly here in 3 seconds.
The Canadians are there already. He might be able to get it before the blue team's even there to stop him. Because they weren't even ready for it. They had no idea it was moving.
That rotation.
They only lost by 25 points. I feel like if they practice their rotations, you know, when the time's running, it changes every 1 minute. So you know when it's going to move. Everybody knows when it's going to move. So I feel like if they would just practice, like the slate, they actually outslayed them.
Yes, they did.
it was just those rotations, and like that's what I said at the beginning of the game. Like that's the important part of this game mode is being able to get a good 10, 15 seconds off the beginning of the hill. Because after that, it's going to be a dogfight for the rest of the time. But if you get a good rotation, you can get a clean 10 to 15 seconds.
I'm going to say as the season goes on, this is going to be definitely even wilder. Kind of that rotations, both teams, kind of the setup. Once they kind of get used to it and they know the rotations, they start working together as a team. As this season goes on, that's going to be even more important to match. Because right now, that's really kind of what it came down to. First half, brilliant execution by the rotation. Canadian Walrus kind of being on top of that and really shutting down the Goodfellas squad. When they started getting their slays, when they started outslaying them and holding down those hills, Goodfellas were able to get 30, 40 seconds, and they caught right back up, but just not able to rotate as fast as they would have hoped. They were kind of too busy playing catch-up.
I think, honestly, Canadian Walrus was like the one on the hill each time, it seemed like, besides maybe once or twice. It seemed like he was always the first one on the hill, which was important.
Definitely important. And damage. Still kind of close in damage, even though they were definitely the Goodfellas squad is working together, cleaning up. They're getting that assist. They're getting that good teamwork. Just the speed and rotation out of Gravity really kind of showed in this third match.
All right, the next one coming up is our new game mode, Bombard. It's our own personal game mode. It's not like anything I've seen before personally. It's like Assault. You could say it's a version of Assault, but you get 20 points for planting a bomb, but you also get a point for slaying. So you can't just play blind objective. But I mean, one bomb cap can be the difference in the game. So it's a little bit of a different take on Assault.
And the thing with this, it's that Slayer assault, so you also get kills, and that will give you a point. But the bomb will
Yeah,
get
so
you 20 points. So even if you're getting kind of outslayed, if you work on your objective game mode, you can get one or two bomb plants that will kind of overextend your lead, but you don't have to have that pressure on getting outslayed to compete. Of course, if you're getting outslayed, the other team will have potential more possibilities to attack your base and get into position to score, but you're not as concerned with it because if you're playing well as a team and able to move that bomb to the other side of the base, then the slays don't really matter in the long run.
one thing to keep in mind is when you start getting behind, even like a cap, I kind of feel like people, because it's 20 points and it seems like a lot. It's like, wow, we're down by 20 points, but you're only down one cap, and I feel like people start playing a little too like they're under pressure, like, oh, I feel like I'm way behind. But if you're just 20 points, even 30 points behind, you're just a cap away from being right back in the game. So I think the important part is to not let it like affect your gameplay too much, just being behind a little bit, because you can catch up really quick with a couple caps.
Definitely agree, and I'm ready to get this started when you are.
Starting it up. It's 2-1 for Gravity, correct?
Yes, the series is 2-1 in Gravity's favor.
So the Goodfellas have the pressure on to win this and take it to a game 5. If they lose, they are done for this week.
This is potential elimination if Gravity can take this. Can the Goodfellas squad bounce back and put another W on the board for the Lunar squad? We tune in and find out.
Assault.
Very similar to Truth, like the objective on this. I'm going to start off with Code Source Hex from the Lunar Squad. All of them going camo, all of them putting that pressure on. I like how aggressive this start off was for them. No one went top mid.
Got the high ground though, yeah. He got a free reign up there. He didn't get shot at till later on. He did have to get killed, but I don't think they got away with it. Well, Iris got away with the camo. I don't know how he got away with it.
We have the ball.
I go on
Another
with
thing that
Irish.
people seem to do on this game mode is they forget that it's assault and they push all the way into the base, not knowing where the ball is. and the other team ends up getting a quick sneaky cap. That's something we have to look for and see how the teams do versus them.
Enemy has the ball.
Irish trying to use that short jump up there. Not able to make use of Camel like I have hoped he would.
Enemy has
And that did wear out, and he's going to be called out. That could have been much better for the Irish than making that play.
You do have to play passive a little bit, you know, not too aggressive with Camel, but you can't just not use the Camel at all. So
We have the
it's a
ball.
little interesting there.
And another thing to note that the sleighs kind of early on will pile up. If you're just trying to push into their base and get a quick early bomb plant, or being overly aggressive pushing in there without coordinating that, you're going to get slayed out. You're going to lose that bomb control. And you're also going to lose a couple of these points that will add up throughout the match that could potentially make a
We
difference.
have the ball.
Right now, I don't even know what the ball is right now.
Cycling through, trying to find out.
It's off P. There it is. It's in P2. It's hard to keep track of. Like, it's one thing you gotta do is keep track of that ball, where it is on the map exactly. It's a quick cap compared to the regular assault. Like, it only takes 3 seconds, I believe, to cap it. So I mean, they're sneaking in base and nobody's in position. That's it.
You just need to slay them out of their base right now. Stay alive, get their shields back, bait each other, finish off these kills. They are having a bomb armed. Dragon is not in position, and the first bomb plant will go to Gravity.
Ball incoming.
Alright, so here's what I'm talking about. They're down 38 to 10. It feels like a lot. So I want to see how blue team reacts to this, if they kind of start getting impatient, too aggressive, because they feel like they're behind. But they're honestly not behind. They're like only behind 1 cap and a few kills. So it's important to keep your composure and have some composure on your team. So
Definitely keep your composure. Is only 1 cap, and it's easy just to kind of push into that base and get that cap, especially with so quick of a time bomb arm. Right now, they're slowly pushing in right now. That's going to be 2 of them there. There's just 1 more person over there for that Gravity squad. That could have been a cap. Something could have happened, but fortunately it's not.
We have the ball.
Dr. Greer with 10 kills already.
Dr. Gritting being very aggressive, trusting his teammate. Huge kill out of Canadian Walrus to take out Dragon. The composure is there to clean it up. Kind of like that back and forth battle going on right now with that bomb.
We have the ball.
Another thing to keep in mind on this mode is the ball returns quicker than normal. So if you leave it sitting, it only takes a little bit of time for it to respawn back in the middle of the map. It'll spawn in either middle, P side, or car side. So sometimes it's important to just let it go and not pick it up if it's on your side of the map.
We have the ball.
Because it
Definitely.
will,
Especially since you don't see who has that bomb or where it is going unless you're calling it out. It just becomes more important because that sneak cap could happen. You do get marked if you are called out, but
Has the ball.
not initially. So keeping tabs on that is very important when your team doesn't have it.
Enemy carrier's been
they're,
marked.
they're got a full
Enemy
push
has
going
the
on from
ball.
the P side. And they're down pretty quick. He's dead already.
Enemy has the ball.
Dragon's weak.
We
He's
found
dead
their
too.
carrier.
They got
We have
easy
the ball.
slays there. Easy slays. They came in from one direction. Like, I feel like it was too much people from one direction. Like, you can have even 3 people from one direction, but you gotta have somebody at least either distract them from the shotgun or something from the other direction. Otherwise, it's just too easy for the other team to
Nice double,
concentrate
but
on that area.
kind of both sides just
We have the ball.
got a double, I think, on Composure, got a double out of E-Heart. Pressure really on both sides, just to kind of slay them out. We're seeing that.
So right now, Goodfellas are down 1 cap and 5 kills. So they're 4 kills. So it's really a close game still. It's not worth team-based game still. They just need to work on getting that multiple direction push instead of pushing off in the same direction like they did last time.
Definitely Grady holding down that bubble over there. I like the angle in which the ball carrier is taking it, but he's going to get called out by Canadian Warwick.
Enemy has the ball.
They need at least one or two people to kind of have that, maybe top mid, maybe the bubble pushing the other side, just kind of provide different angles to attack when they're attacking the base, and then collapsing all in at a very coordinated set of time, instead of pushing from like kind of one area or even spread out. Kind of being spread out has its disadvantages in this mode. You're not,
Yeah.
because that ball really does reset very quickly.
Yeah, you gotta have a, like, you can't be completely spread across the whole map. You have to have specific directions that you guys are going. Like, you can't be P side and car side and middle all at once kind of pushing. You gotta have
Reversal.
really two good
Ball
directions
kill.
coming from,
Enemy has
so
the
you're
ball.
not completely spread out as a full team.
We found their
And
carrier.
Composure is fighting for camo. He just burned it.
Sometimes that's the best thing to do, is just burn, just so you don't give it up to the other team. But definitely,
Yeah, what he did is he was fighting Canadian and he knew camo was up, but he was gonna try and win the fight. As soon as he felt like he was gonna lose that fight, he just picked up the camo. Like, it was a smart play.
definitely seeing on the screen right now, both sides kind of just fighting out of the red base. Nice shots out of Canadian. He just needs to get back and get his shield. There's already a code source in his base. Composure is going to pick up that ball and try to slowly start making it into this gravity squad base. He has like kind of no help there anymore. Iris is kind of there.
We have
He
the
did
ball.
get a touch before it respawned too, which was a pretty good play. Leno was jumping up one shot. Is he gonna get the tap? He
They
did.
will.
So now they're only down 5 points.
Ball
I mean,
incoming.
see, just like that, they're right back in.
Right back into it.
New ball spawn.
Iris had a good play there, honestly. He got a back smack on whoever was trying to kill Composure and then instantly picked up the ball. It was just about to respawn and got that cap. It was, he would have been a fraction late on that. Would have been responding. Nothing would
Enemy
have
has
happened.
the ball.
They are pushing into that base. They need to come back right now to stop that.
Enemy has the ball.
Camo's up in the next few seconds, I think like 10 seconds or so. Actually, I think it's at 15, so in 15 seconds this will be up.
Ball incoming.
See, red team seems pretty content on just bending, or Canadian.
Enemy
Canadian's
has
over
the
there.
ball.
There you go.
We found their carrier.
You have the ball.
Oh, but he has to go there. Grady and Ben has to make a play right here with the two of them. And they do. Like that, Ben came back for it, kind of gave up that camo,
You
and
might
he
get
still
it
gets
anyway.
rewarded with it.
Enemy has the ball.
Enemy carrier's been marked. Enemy carrier's been marked.
They're up by 5, 2 minutes left.
You have
It's
the ball.
anybody's game at this point, dude.
It could go either way right now. I love Ben's delays, his map movement. Definitely a huge improvement from how he is playing, making good decisions on this.
More patient at times, which I think was one of his biggest
Enemy has the ball.
problems last season. Was he got way too aggressive at wrong times.
Ready to get that touch. This could potentially be a
Double kill.
pull. We do have him with camo. He needed to stay alive there. Now they're all just coming back to that base. They're all gonna give up touch right
Last
there.
one alive. He's pushing in, getting pretty aggressive.
First touch.
Spotted you.
Ball kill. 2 minutes left.
That's a nice play. The ball is a one-hit kill, so definitely Ben doing a good job exploiting that. Just really kind of slaying out, and I just have one composure just over there trying to make something happen. Right now, it's just how well they win these battles.
He might be able to get a cap here, honestly. He's
Nope.
one shot, so he's way. Oh, spot.
Ball
He
incoming.
should.
Should have won.
I don't know. That's a hard point to be in because he was one shot.
Yeah.
It's kind of like hard to decide.
Carrier kill.
But yeah, that was close. If he would just had a little bit more shield, I feel like he probably would have went and grabbed that, but he was literally a toe shot.
That's a
with
really tough call. I would have at least attempted it. You never know in that kind of moment. You do actually have to get back to this base, but right now, everyone from Gravity right behind there is shutting down that
1
push.
minute left. Enemy
Kind
has
of
the
1
ball.
minute left. It's really kind of in the Goodfellas' court to get a cap right now. That would really put them back in it. They need a couple good pushes.
Enemy carrier's been marked.
But I'm doing a good job of trying to just push that away. Trying to be a little bit sneaky with it. And all they have to do for Gravity is just play defense. Good solid defense for 30 seconds. Don't give up any unnecessary deaths. And it would be in their favor.
30 seconds. Enemy has the ball.
20 seconds left. Dragon is getting a few kills with his carbine. He's doing good, but the rest
Enemy
of his
carrier's been
team.
marked.
Did pull it to that base. Composure is going up there.
They spotted you. They spotted you.
Will be taken out. They need to throw that out of there. Huge play out of E-Hearts to stop it for a double.
Ball incoming.
That will be game. Oh my god, heart racing at that moment right there.
That's what I mean. It's just one cap away. Like they could have had that. I feel like if Dragon would have finished off E-Hearts when he got him to one shot right away, but instead he got away and kind of was able to be a part of the fight again, which maybe they wouldn't have got it anyways, but it was a big help to have him being part of that fight again.
That was close. Everyone putting up 20 plus kills, except for Venom. But Venom, 105 second ball duration. Definitely playing the objective. Definitely trying to move that ball along while his team was going to do all the slays. Definitely Dragon out there putting a lot of ball duration time trying to move that along too. But like you said, when you have like anyone holding that objective, it kind of takes away their slaying power just a little bit. So definitely like to see kind of. We'll probably come back to this. A lot of future games with this. This is a fun game type. I love it.
Yeah, we have 5 game modes, and each week every team has to play one each game mode if they obviously go to game 5. This time we missed out on Strongholds because it was the last one in the rotation. We only went to game 4, but this game E-Hearts kind of went off compared to the rest of the games that he was playing in 27-18 with 14 assists. Very good game by him.
Very good game by E-Hearts. Very cool. Congratulations, Gravity, on their first win of the season. Fortunately, Goodfellas, you're going to have to kind of go back, reevaluate. You played really hard. A lot of those matches could have won in your favor. It was just really came down to a couple plays. And that was exciting. I could not have asked for it. I felt like this was a Game 5, even though it almost went to a Game 5.
Yeah, those are all close games. Even the games where maybe a team got outslayed a little bit on objective games, they still made it really close. As far honestly, the furthest away one was probably the Slayer game, and that was close up until the 30s. It just kind of got out of hand towards the end.
Oh, yeah. So congratulations. We will have another game this afternoon at, was it 7 p.m. Eastern?
Yes, sir.
7 p.m. Eastern. That is going to be consisting of the wild cards for Craze Gaming. It is going to be a bye week for the Lunatics Fanatics. So at 7 p.m. Eastern, please tune in for the wild card versus Craze Gaming. Should be another exciting set of matches.
Hopefully, I'll be playing that one. But Prophet Onyx, everybody's favorite AR god, is going to be casting.
Very excited to have Prophet Onyx in the booth with me. Not a booth, but it's my house, but kind of online.
It's a booth, all right.
It's a booth. I like to think of a booth in my head. But thank you all for tuning in. Huge shout out to everyone in the attendance party, everyone that joined in to chat in there. Thank you very much for coming out.
All right, GG's.
GG's. Have a good one, everyone. Tune in next time.